No, it has to
You
be.
need to prepare.
So, as usual, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh opens our space, right? Just opens our space where we can share some thoughts and we can look at life in more than one way. And looking at life in more than one way is now very important. Very important. Why? Because the way we thought it was is falling apart before your very eyes. Right? If 2 years hasn't convinced us, maybe the next 18 months will. But we're nearly there. We now understand life can't be the way it used to be. And as a result, we are not just having to contend with the loss of comfort, because we were very comfortable then, comfort, but so there is this loss that takes place. But the fact now that all of that pain seems to be unnecessary. For 2 years of torture actually was unnecessary. Why was it unnecessary? Not because you're a scientific genius, but because you're able to say, I can't do this because you've told me, but you're doing it. Hold on a second. Something doesn't make sense. And in that, there is much coming to terms with what's going on. There is almost a disbelief at what has happened and what is possibly going on. So the change as a humanity that we're in is that you've gone through the first phase. That was like the wake-up call. For you to see those that manipulate and those who allow to be manipulated. Right? No one manipulates you from externally. You do it with yourself, with your own mind. Your mind is your master. So if your mind says to you, you've got to act like this, even when it feels inappropriate, you will follow your mind. If your mind believes that anyone who stands in a white coat has the word doctor in front of him and a few letters at the back, whatever they say is the truth. It's your mind. It's your mind. You believe it. And then you realize over time that these beliefs are not true. And you could have a whole life decision made on the belief. So these rapid changes that we are now experiencing and are part of, there are two ways that you navigate through this. One way is holding on to that which was. Doesn't matter what it is. The other way is being open to what could be. Just to be open. If you look for the past, all we will do is reproduce the same corruption again. So we need to drop that rubbish. It's when you realize that we have been carrying us, or we have been upon which this collective parasite has been feeding on us. And in that, it gave us comfort, knowing that this huge parasite that told us it was looking after us was really doing nothing of the sort, was simply taking your resources away. And we are waking up from that. Now, hold on a second, we are all responsible. Where do we want to go? Out of this change, the emergence is we are moving from inorganic matter to something more than matter. What do I mean by that? Here, we are entering now, I feel, in the next few years, into a space where there is a spiritual emergence, an emergency and an emergence. So your emergence is when you start looking at life and thinking, is this what life's all about? Is this what it's been about? Collecting this, that, and the other. Do I die when I die? Because this becomes, mortality becomes very open. So when we begin to question ourselves, or when we begin to look at these questions, we come to the point of realization that each one of us are guilty of abandoning that which is most sacred in us. It's not that we have forgotten it. No, no, no. We abandon it. We have no regard for the sacredness of our life. Or we have very limited regard. How many times did we complain today? What did we complain about? Disregard. Disregard. And life is very hard at times. But there is something very special of the life that you and I have been blessed with. Because none of us went and asked for it. And if you did, can you remember it? So we have to ask ourselves, what is the point of this? And in that question, many truths will reveal themselves to you. One of the first truths that's going to reveal to you is there's a lot of nonsense around you. There's a lot of nonsense around you. Just dramas. Perpetual, one after another after another. You can have any kind of drama you want today. That's how good we are. That's what the internet's given us. Drama at a press of a button. What's happening in this country? Drama. The politicians are doing this, drama. The pros and the cons, the protests and the riots, dramas. All dramas. And we can get so consumed in these dramas that we live from one drama to another, to another, to another, and that becomes our habit. We lose ourselves. And we only realize that when the light's about to be extinguished. And when the light's about to be extinguished, just on the assumption that you don't die, that you wake up, and you wake up without your physical form, but you have your mind, and you have awareness, and you have the ability to access activities, things that you did. Now, where do you go? What's the next bit? Here, you know how to live your life. Get a house, get a degree, get some money, da-da-da. Where's your guidance from that bit? Assumption. Look at everything around you and you begin to see that everything is cycling. Everything. You are no exception. Neither am I. Now, the question is, how did I come to be here? And those who understand this tell you, like attracts like. You are where you are because of your interactions with others, your karmic imprints, your psychological DNA. If you hate someone, you're coming back with them. Maybe as lovers who hate each other. So we begin to exercise spiritual understanding. Maybe there's more to life than we have been told or educated in. Perhaps we need to look at different ways of looking at things. Compare it with reality. Compare it with our experience. It's our reality. Then we know that's right for us. But this is the question we are now coming to. Who are you? What are you? Where did you come from? What are you doing here? And where are you going? Now, which one of us can answer that? And if someone walked in here and you asked them, who are you? He says, I don't know. What are you doing here? Meditation? Where did you come from? Ulster. Where are you going? Coerced. You'd say, yeah, bloke knows where he's going, or woman knows where she's going. But if you said, I don't know. You'd say, this person needs some help. GPS, where to go. This is what the wisdom traditions offer. They're the GPS systems for life here and the different phases of living that one may experience. So, in this emergence, don't be fooled. Yeah, because many teachers will rise. Because everyone knows the way. Important to go through lineage, important to go through the experts, important to ensure that it resonates with you. It meets your sense of self. And if we are open to that, then life has many, many different qualities. Then we don't use charities that have one picture of these poor children with flies all over them that they show you. So you're emotionally worked up. So you give them a bit of cash. And then they show you another one of these happy little kiddies and saying, look what your money did. But if you ever wanted to go there, there's so many obstacles. Poverty in this climate is a business. It's not in the interest of the charity to reduce poverty. Why would you? Feeds you. So from that space, we have the possibility of looking at the world in a different way. If we can spend more money inoculating the world, yet we haven't got even a tenth of that, or a millionth of that, or perhaps even a billionth of that, to put a few water pumps around the world. Poverty is business. Sickness is business. So we are moving from that worldview where we begin to take responsibility for ourselves. So when we speak about this spiritual emergence, we're not talking about any godly thing here. We're just first talking about taking care of yourself first. Taking care. Don't stress yourself too much. It ain't worth it, and it means jack. As you realize the stresses of yesterday. At the time, psychodrama, but it reduces as we go along, if we see it for what it is. Looking after ourselves, our own responsibility, and most importantly, like-minded people, begin to think for yourselves and begin to question all that's been thrown at you. All that's been thrown at you, begin to question it and realize that maybe that which you have believed to be the truth may just have been nothing more than a virtual reality, out of which we are awakening. So, meditation is your path to be in that point of center, in the path where you go consistently to that silence, to that stillness, to ensure that you are always grounded within yourself. Because that's the only truth you can rely on, nothing else. Okay, shall we begin with our meditation? Enough of that. Okay. So, as usual, we always begin with our posture. Taking our time, adjusting our back, making sure it's straight and upright, pulling our shoulders back a little bit so our chest feels open. And bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice that your eyes are closed. You have awareness of darkness. Your mouth is closed. And if you just bring your chin in slightly, so the back of your neck seems slightly stretched and open. Posture always helps. And then as you breathe in, bringing your focus now to your whole body as best as you can. Notice your posture. And notice anything dominant that's in your body right now. So, for example, a pain, any sensation that's dominant, a tightness, an ache, and if you bring your focus now to your chair or the seat you're on, you'll notice there are sensations within your body. Bring your focus to that. And all we're doing at this stage is simply becoming present to our physical body itself. And then bring this awareness up so you have awareness now of your hips. And gently bringing your awareness down your thighs towards your knees. Again, remember you're scanning for sensations. From your knees, you bring down to your ankles. Again, gently sensing the calf, the leg, moving down to your ankles. Now bringing your focus towards your feet. And then finally towards the soles of your feet. Again, as best as you can. On your next breath in, you come back to the chair or the floor that you're on. And you notice that you're held in place. And because you're held in place, you can afford to loosen a bit. In other words, you're not going to go anywhere. You're in fact fixed. The ground beneath you holds you. The environment around you, your comfort level, And even the breath that you take now can only be taken from the air in front of you. So we begin to recognize how embedded we are in the moment of now. Unable to go a moment in the past, unable to go a moment in the future. Embedded. Bringing your focus now towards your back. As you breathe in, bringing your awareness from your lower back to your middle back, moving to your shoulder blades, shoulders, from your shoulders you come down to your elbows, moving from your elbows, bringing your awareness, your focus gently down towards your wrists, scanning the forearm. And now bringing your awareness to the palms of your hands. So if you just hold your awareness there, you'll begin to notice that the sensations begin to change. You don't need to do anything. Just holding your awareness at your palms of your hands. Gently bring your awareness now to your fingers. And then as you breathe in, coming towards your eyes. Begin to notice the darkness that you have awareness of. The realization there isn't a you that has awareness, but you are the awareness. As you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften, moving your awareness to your mouth now. Notice the tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth. Sensations within your mouth. And as you breathe out, allow your face to soften, relax. And as the next breath comes in, once again becoming aware of the body as best as you can. Scanning it for anything that's dominant now within the body. Locating any sensation. On your next breath in, bringing your focus to your inner space. Your thoughts, and how you feel. Notice the kind of thoughts that may be present there, if any. How does your mental space feel? Does it feel tight, fatigued, tired? Bringing your focus now to your chest. Notice the movement. Notice the movement in rhythm of the breath. Bringing your focus a bit deeper into yourself, in the center of your chest. And as you hold your focus there, slowly begin to notice how you're feeling. How does this moment feel right now? Comfortable, settled, pleasant, uncomfortable, unpleasant, unsettled. Is this moment enough? Is this moment enough? Contentment is the definition of mental health. Is this moment enough? On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin as it moves in and moves out of the body. Stay with your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. And as you watch the breath, notice the in breath as a start and an end, the out breath as a start and an end. Stay with your breath. Allow the breath to breathe by itself, watching the in breath moving in, watching the out breath moving out. If you find you're distracted by a sound, a thought, notice the distraction, bring your focus back to your breath. Holding it intentionally. Stay with your breath. Before the in, moving deeper and deeper into the present moment. And this is our entrance to our sacred realm, simply by becoming aware of our breath. Following your out breath all the way till the end. Becoming the breath. Noticing the gap at the end of your out breath before the in breath begins. Notice how the breath feels now. Notice if the breath feels light or it feels heavy and labored. Notice how each breath is new, a once in a lifetime event. Does the breath feel long or does it feel short? Becoming more acquainted with the breath. Does the breath have a sound? Does the in-breath sound the same as the out-breath? Listening. And the more intently we listen, the more present we become. On your next breath out, opening your awareness to all the sounds around you. Listening. Listening. Notice your experience. If it feels silence, notice the silence. If it feels peaceful, notice the peaceful. If it feels calm, notice the calmness. The quality of your experience. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath, sitting in the silence, listening. Listening to the silence. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your whole body again. Notice the stillness, silence. Notice you're still in the same place you began. You're able to sense your thighs, move down from your knees to your ankles, becoming aware of your feet, and becoming aware of the soles of your feet. Notice that your back is straight and upright. Shoulders, arms, hands are relaxed. Eyes are still closed, mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Come back to your breath. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, know you're breathing out. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. In a few moments, you're going to hear the sound of another bell. Use this bell to draw a few deep, slow breaths in, and in your own good time, gently coming back. Take your time.